And our final one for the evening, final review of the evening, and it is Wolfman. By that sigh, anybody who's watching or listening to this very short episode of reviews, you know what it was? Is these list of movies I enjoyed, but they're not anything that blew me away. And if you're watching this as a clip for Wolfman, it's least of all is the one that blew me away. This was so. I love the Universal Monster. I love the Universal Monsters. I always want Universal Monster movies. It's one of those things where I was like, you don't even have to connect the universe. Just keep making movies. I don't care. I can take Dracula movies. What's Dracula doing today? What's Frankenstein doing today? Oh, Frankenstein's son's back. Cool. All right. Stuff like that. Like, you know, I can do it. And with the Universal Monsters. But if you're going to make them, and this is a very broad remake. I would almost call this more of an adaptation of the 40s version. And the concept's not bad. It just isn't fleshed out at all. And that's what bothers me about the story. And I'm not even, I will get to other things about this movie, but, about the story just in general, it's so dry. It's everything is attributed to sort of a fever. You know, and give that to you right away because you find that out in the split second when it starts. It's like this fever that affects everyone. And this dude who lives, he was, first of all, I don't even know how this works. He was a kid. Clearly, he grew up with his dad, who is a survivalist. He had to grow. They show him in the beginning being a survivalist with his dad. And then, I don't know, 30 years after the time we see him in the beginning, which presumably he still lived with his dad another at least 10, maybe 8, if he was 10 in the movie. And, but they say 30 years later, and he's like, I haven't seen my father in 30 years. I was like, where the hell did you go? And also, why can't you fight or load a gun or do anything? Like, it's ineptitude. And it's like, you grew up with this. I found that very unbelievable. The threat starts as soon as they get there. Julia Garner plays the wife in this. I don't think I know her character name off the top of my head. Charlotte. She plays Charlotte, the wife. Of course, Christopher Abbott plays Blake, the husband. And Matilda Firth plays Ginger, the daughter. So they're going to his father's house, who passed away, just to kind of move things out and like kind of get everything situated. On the way, he sort of gets lost because it's very backwoods trails and stuff like that through the driveway. And the truck that he's driving gets completely knocked over. Something's attacking them. They don't know what. One of the passengers who was showing them where to go. Interesting what happens to him. The family's got to go for their life. And of course, the father, Blake, gets infected. And that's where, you know, he starts to become the Wolfman. And it's sort of that, you know, that Lawrence Talbot type of feel of like, okay, this family guy is kind of coming back home. And now he's going to become the Wolfman. How does this work? So there's your real connection, that adaptation from the original. But overall, it just didn't land in such a good way for me. It just, Julia Garner, I don't know. I don't know what to make of her. Everything I've seen her in, I'm like, is she a great actor? Or are these just accents that make me think she's a great actor? Because she didn't have an accent in this one, and it did not feel well done. The character felt very hollow, very withdrawn. They didn't touch down on certain things that they would bring up. I realize it's supposed to be about not so much generational abuse, but sort of the generational divide, and also a divide of parenthood and stuff like that. Like, so she brings up in the movie that she doesn't know if she is good at being a mother or wants to be a mother. And then just, yeah, she saves her in the end. I would expect her to at least do that. If you're with a child, anybody, if you're with a child, save the child. But for me, what bothered me about it was like, it seems like a chore. It seems like, I don't know. It just seemed like she still didn't want to be there. It seemed very dry. She seems like she didn't really love the husband. She was always kind of giving him crap. He's turning and he's seems like very loving. So a lot was thrown off of me about these movies. Or this movie and this remake of what they were really trying to say. Also, I like Lee Whannell. I liked the Invisible Man sort of remake or adaptation, even that he did, but and other things that he's been in. This is, or directed, I should say. But this was one that just missed on all cylinders. It was boring from beginning to end. And one thing first of all, no good fight scenes, no real good fight scenes in the movie. That bugged me because I was like, you have two Wolfmen, and I guess kind of they're bald, by the way. There's so much about this movie, but they're bald. They're like bald wolfmen. They don't even look like wolfmen. It was like a very poor adaptation of the original. It felt rushed. I don't know. It felt very isolated too, which I get, but at the same time, it felt like it was on purpose. Like, I don't know, maybe it was filmed during the strike or however, or right after, or whatever, how they did it, but it's just missed. And I'm so tired of it. Like, I am so glad, because I love werewolf movies. I'm so tired, and I love the Wolfman. The Wolfman is one of my absolute favorites. So when it comes down to it, like, I don't find a lot of great werewolf movies, but at least Robert Eggers, as soon as I saw this, came out and said that he was making a werewolf movie in the 16th century. So I'm happy. But yeah, that's my, if you're watching this as a clip or listening or watching this right now, the Wolfman, maybe save it for when it comes out. It just missed on all cylinders for me. We're probably on Peacock next week, so we'll see what happens. February 1st. It's very important. I need you guys here with me. We have an awesome lineup. Another FUNd-a-thon. If you guys know, Casters for a Cause, our charity events that we do, we're getting a bunch of podcasters together. We're going to do a 10-hour event starting at 3 p.m. Eastern, Saturday, February 1st. Make sure you're there. We're going to kick things off. We're going to have a lot of great shows joining in. It is going to be a ball. We're going to have a great time. It's going to be zany. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be absurd. And we're going to be ending it talking about Big Trouble in Little China on Stir Division. I would love for you guys to be there, be a part of it. It will be here on the Snobs channel. All of it, everybody who's going to be on there, will probably be shown on their channels too. We would love for everybody to be involved. It's for a great cause. The LA wildfires. We're all proceeds that you donate on the GoFundMe are going to go directly over to the American Red Cross, and everything goes to, they're helping with the wildfires and such. So with everything going on, I think it's very important to try and help as much as we can. Guys, please let me know what you think about these movies. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, the whole 9 yards. Let's have a good time with it and just enjoy ourselves. But until next time, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and I love you.